This was not that long ago.
No, it was 35 years ago this year.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our YouTube channel here at Engineered Labs. I am Taryn and this is Cameron.
I'm Cameron and this is Taryn.
And today we are going to be building a replica of
the Berlin Wall. Here at Engineered Labs, we sell a bunch of personal museums, history artifacts, and this is one of them. It's a chunk of the Berlin Wall.
Let's get into it. Here we have our paints. Here we have our paint palette. Here we have our paint brushes. This is an ice tray, but we're going to be using it to mold the concrete. And then same with these cups and our Quickcrete.
This is all trial and error, and frankly, we don't know what we're doing. That's much better. the dirtier, the better.
Now we're cooking with fire.
When World War II came to an end, the Allies all got together in a little meeting, the Allies being the Soviet Union, the United States of America, Great Britain, and France. They all came into a meeting and said, okay, now that Germany has been liberated, how are we going to divide it up? They divided it so East Germany was under Soviet Union rule, and then West Germany was under Great Britain, France, and the United States. Germany was divided east and west. So it led to a lot of conflict, and the Soviets were actually trying to push the other allies out of Germany.
The Berlin Wall was built by the German Democratic Republic, otherwise known as the Soviets, to prevent its population from escaping the Soviet-controlled East Berlin to West Berlin. They did this because by 1961, when the wall went up, 3.5 million citizens had fled from West Germany since the end of World War II.
So as the panic set in, they said, what do we do? Let's put a physical barrier there to stop people. It was built in the wee hours of August 13th of 1961. In 2 weeks, they had the entire Berlin Wall built with just the concrete bricks and the barbed wire. And then it took them about a decade of continuing with the wall to build the full fortification that they ended up having. In total, the Berlin Wall ended up being about 96 miles or 155 kilometers. That's insane. It's the world's most infamous dividing line in the history of ever. It's crazy.
Let's talk a little bit more about the troops that guarded the Berlin Wall. As the Cold War developed and the wall was being built, obviously they needed soldiers to keep people from climbing over the wall.
To be even considered as a troop, as a soldier, you had to be between the ages of 18 and 26. These were some young men who were asked to do some pretty intense things, and they were to serve in this army for a period of 18 months, or they can extend to be considered a non-commissioned officer in this army. Don't? Okay.
In order to be a soldier that guarded the wall, you had to be considered politically correct. In this case, that means being a very strict communist. Those who had even like the smallest record of dissent or any anti-communism opinions weren't even considered for the job. For part of their military training or testing, they had to be able to shoot 2 moving targets from 200 meters away using only 4 rounds.
4 times pulling the trigger, you have to hit it 200 meters away. Moving. Oh! Sorry, there was a bubble that popped and went on my face.
Part of their main training was political indoctrination. Political indoctrination basically means like desensitizing them, just making them numb to the fact that they're taking life and just seeing it as a duty. After World War II, they started getting more modernized, which means more modern like weapons.
Yeah, so that meant a lot of these soldiers receiving a lot of these weapons that were being made. As their sidearm, they had a 9mm Soviet Makarov. Their main arm was an MPIK assault rifle, which is basically the copy of the Soviet AK-47, which might sound a little more familiar. And then they also had some heavy machine guns and RPGs that they also used. You know how like in like really cute baking shows and they're like in love and like baking together?
Yeah.
They like will splash flour on each other. What if we just threw concrete at each other?
They also had German Shepherds, the dog,
Nope, the shepherd.
that were specialized in finding people that were hiding.
Okay, so we got our 2 molds for the bricks, and then these are already like hard. There were people though that
Rebelled?
rebelled, that wanted that freedom. And so they made a few escaped attempts and sometimes escaped successes. Oh, wow. And so there's actually a couple stories that we have of some crazy escaped attempts, and I'd like to share them with you today.
There were these students that actually dug a tunnel from East Germany to West Germany. And an NBC news producer was in Berlin and he was looking for a news story. And he actually met with the students and ended up financing the tunnel in return for the rights to film it. And with that tunnel, they ended up getting 24 people out of East Germany. And then after the 24 people, the tunnel collapsed and they couldn't get any more people through.
Wolfgang Engels. This dude was a legend, okay? He was a 20-year-old car mechanic in East Germany at the time. One day, his good old buddies were at lunch, and during this lunch hour, he took one of the armed military personnel carrier vehicles, and he was driving it through the streets of Berlin. And I mean, the police and the other soldiers were used to seeing the army transportation going through the streets of Berlin, so they thought nothing of it. Eventually made it to the Berlin Wall, and he literally just put his pedal to the metal, baby, and drove straight into the Berlin Wall. As he was trying to scramble out and stuff, he actually got shot twice, but he ended up making it to a hospital in West Germany and healing, and he became a teacher. His mom, however, did disown him because she was a excited communist, if you will, so she disowned him for betrayal.
There was a brother who made it from East Germany to West Germany by floating on the river on an inflatable mattress. Once he made it to West Germany, he then helped plan his brother's escape. This was done by shooting an arrow with a cable attached to it, which that's gotta be a hefty arrow, but
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, what kind of arrow were they using?
the brother and his friend, he took his friend with him, which was really nice of him.
Quite sweet.
They rode the cable over from East Germany to West Germany on these homemade pulleys. That's
What
why
are you looking at? You keep looking at the top of my head.
I just think your hair looks really cute today.
And we're back. Lunch was delicious. We got Thai.
It was really good.
When did you get here? We brought our good friend and coworker and accomplice and Russian spy, Andy.
Hi.
She's one of our production techs.
Yeah.
That was her. Okay, we're on to the phase of painting. Taryn, would you like to tell us more?
The Berlin Wall was heavily graffitied, and we've looked up some pretty cool artwork that was on it, and we're gonna try and recreate it. And, yeah.
This is my inspiration.
This is mine.
Yo. One thing about the graffiti from the Berlin Wall is a lot of it was just mocking. There were definitely some inspiring ones, but there was a lot of like mockery, this one being my favorite. Eventually, Germans got really annoyed with the wall, which makes sense. You know, they started pushing back against the German government, the East German government a little bit more. And so Soviet rule was able to meet and kind of talk about what they wanted to do to lighten the laws regarding the wall a little bit more. And it was written down and given to, Gunter Schabowski, the former secretary for adaptation of the Central Committee Secretariat of the Socialist Unity Party of Germany.
Say that 10 times fast.
Gunter Schabowski was the former secretary. He was the one that was supposed to be announcing this change.
November 9th, 1989, at a uneventful press conference, someone in the press conference asked,
"When do these rules take effect?"
Schabowski, not seeing that the note said it would take place the next day, responded to the guy saying immediately instead.
Andy's? Yeah, no, that's really good. And we have Channing Tatum.
Because of this craze that like the press just released, like, oh, by the way, the border's opening right now. That led to people rushing to the crossing and jumping over the walls, basically reuniting with their loved ones and their friends that they were separated from, and it was just this, it was really big chaotic moment.
Okay, we finished the painting. Oh, by the way, I built this one. We're gonna go build, like put the wall up, find a system to do that, and then we'll show you our final designs. Well, we did it.
Voila, the Berlin Wall.
The Berlin Wall.
So now that we've got this wall built, what are we gonna do with it?
Chunk. Looks so cool. Oh,
Hey, look! Kennedy!
oh wow.
The Berlin Wall was but dust in the way.
You smell good. Thank you. What is that? Strawberries. Ooh.
After the Berlin Wall fell, 18 million people in East Germany were finally able, for the first time in more than 40 years, able to travel and express political opinion.
West Germany didn't change a lot, but East Germany did take quite a hit in the wall falling down.
Well, that's all we've got on the Berlin Wall. We also are giving away this one right here.
So the rules for this giveaway: subscribe, leave a comment, and visit our website. Check it out.
Also, check out our membership subscriptions. If you haven't done that yet, we've got tons of amazing perks when you become a member.
See ya!